really close up.
It's really what?
It's really close up. Like Google Meet, usually I have my computer closer to me than this and see more, but yeah.
All right. We're already recording. So what, you got a story for us?
Yeah. So we had the pleasure of working with a young mom, and she has 2 children, and she came to us as a referral from our partner agency, Spectrum Health. And the family is living in a small 2-bedroom home in rural Michigan. And so the referral kind of came to us as that the mom needed some help with obtaining employment and working through the MyBridges system and navigating that to get the resources that she needed.
So the fact that she needed help navigating that would lead me to believe maybe it was her first time seeking help, huh?
In rural Michigan, some of it is just the lack of access to the technology needed. So,
as we were just talking about, right?
Yeah, and so our self-sufficiency advisors are equipped with a mobile hotspot on their phones. So when they go to the participant's home, they have the internet. Our self-sufficiency advisors bring their computers. They're able to really help them set up and get through that process.
So even if a person doesn't have a computer, they probably have a cell phone, but if their reception or their internet connectivity is crappy, so you come in with an actual computer hotspot, so they can actually see what they're looking at on an actual computer screen and everything else. Awesome. Okay, now I get it. You're painting the picture.
Another barrier that she was facing was struggling to be able to work because she has 2 young kids. And the program that she came to us through was maternal infant health. So she had a real little kiddo. And so it was so difficult to, 1, find daycare, and 2, afford that daycare. And so employment was very difficult because of that. And she also had an unreliable car. She was able to pick up odd jobs just to survive the day to day, but it was very challenging for her with all of those barriers. So thankfully, she got connected to a self-sufficiency advisor through TrueNorth. Shout out to Rachel. She's awesome. And Rachel was able to help her navigate MyBridges to apply for all kinds of assistance, including food assistance and housing rental assistance. And then she also was able to help her connect to a women's support center for the baby supplies, like the diapers and baby food, just to help alleviate the strain on the budget.
And I'll point out, it's interesting, a lot of people who may be watching this from Newaygo County say, well, why don't they just go to TrueNorth? Well, TrueNorth is in Fremont. And so our self-sufficiency services are statewide. So she's probably at least 2 or 3 hours away from TrueNorth. She's not going to drive into TrueNorth to get our Codes for Kids or our Children's Business Program or on and on and on. And so it's a lot harder to find places to get the services that people in Newaygo County take for granted from us.
Yeah, and it's so many hoops to jump through, and just knowing where to go to get that stuff, it's tricky. And when you're a single mom with little kiddos, it's just very challenging. And so that's what's so important about our self-sufficiency program is, our advisors are experts in knowing the resources in their communities, but also just to have someone walk beside you and be like, okay, let's lay this out. This is the next resource we need. Let's go talk to them together. Or, okay, you need to make this phone call this week and things like that.
It's not to say that there aren't resources. I don't want to mislead people. There aren't resources out there. There's some great organizations throughout the state of Michigan and doing things, but often they have to go this place to get this resource and this place to get this resource and that place to get this resource. And that can be daunting and overwhelming. And if you don't have transportation, you can see how,
Yeah. The advisor also worked with this mom on updating her resume at Michigan Works. It's exciting because the mom was able to get hired as a delivery driver. So she got a job from that. However, as soon as that kind of got started going, her unreliable car became very unreliable and broke down. So thankfully, again, we're really blessed to have a partnership with Spectrum Health, and we have a client assist fund with them. And that fund is designed to help with those needs that there's no funding in the community for, but are huge barriers to self-sufficiency and can be that one thing that starts, blossoms them on this journey. And in this case specifically, if the mom wasn't able to get her car fixed, she wasn't going to be able to keep her job anymore. And all of the dominoes would have started falling.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of pieces that are so important that play a role in this story. And I think the relationship with the participant and our self-sufficiency advisors is so, so important, that they know they have someone that they can call in those times of crisis. Because, a lot of our households are living from crisis to crisis, and it is overwhelming with the resources we have available, being like, okay, we've got this, and we can figure this out. And so that's key. To wrap the whole story up is, the participant's working, she's budgeting and able to do that with her self-sufficiency advisor because she has money now to do that. And she's really thankful. And what's really exciting is she's saving up for emergencies for the future. So if her car clunks out again, we helped her that one time, which helped her spur on to her self-sufficiency, but she's planning ahead for that in the future and is able to do that because of that one-time assist. So it's pretty exciting to see.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. That's a great story.
Yeah, that's why we love what we do.
Yeah. All right, Marissa, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. We'll see you next month with another story.